check out these OG sample Air Jordan 8s that I got from former Nike designer Steve McDonald. Steve actually ended up leaving Nike after many years to go work at Under Armour. But before Steve was designing shoes, he actually worked alongside Steve Jobs at Apple Computers. Michael Jordan gave this pair of samples to Steve when he was working at Nike. And let's check them out. They're early samples from 1992, and there are a couple of obscurities on this pair of shoes that actually makes the left shoe different than the right shoe. But before we get into any of that, let's talk a little bit about the history of the Air Jordan 8. Now, originally, there were 3 different colorways of the Air Jordan 8. A white pair, like the one you're looking at in front of you, a black and red pair, and then the black and aqua pair. Michael wore the black and red pair during the playoffs, and he wore the black and aqua pair during the NBA All-Star game. But the pair that you're looking at right here was sort of the Chicago Bulls home colorway. Back in the day, Michael always had a white shoe that was the home color, and then a black shoe that was the road color to match the Bulls uniforms. Talking about the Air Jordan 8, there are a few iconic features. First of all, of course, is the carpeted tongue, and actually the tongue itself is sort of a neoprene-like booty, a continuation of what Nike did with the Air Jordan 7 that originally came from the Air Huarache. Another iconic feature on the 8 is going to be this color splashing detail down at the heel. It continues right here underneath the outsole. And then lastly is the crisscrossing Velcro straps, another very iconic feature of the Air Jordan 8 that was also on the Air Raid that came out the year before the Air Jordan 8. And it's interesting to note that the Air Jordan 8 and the Air Raid were both designed by Tinker Hatfield. So anyway, very cool shoe right here. I want to show you how the left shoe is different than the right shoe. So let's break the right one back out here and set it down. Now have a look at the carpeted tongues right here. You're going to notice when you look close that the Jumpman is blue on the left shoe, and on the right shoe the Jumpman is black. Now on the pair that actually released to the public, the Jumpman is blue just like the left shoe. Another interesting detail that makes the left and the right shoes different, check this out. So when you're looking at the right shoe right in here, there's actually no lining by the ankles. But then over here, when you look at the left shoe, there's a black liner, and this is what came out on the Air Jordan 8. But these are early samples, so it's not uncommon for the left shoe to be different than the right shoe so that Nike can get their first batch or their second batch and look through it and decide what they like more and then send it back to the factory to make more samples. And speaking of samples, I want to show you another really cool detail on this pair of shoes. There's actually a little tag right here that says Nike Feng Tay Group, and this is a sample tag, and it's dated June 15th, 1992, which is like a year before Michael Jordan actually won his 3rd championship wearing the 8. That happened in June of 93. You'll see it says sample number, and then there's like some crazy long code. It says model, and then a bunch of numbers, and it says Air Jordan. Color is white, black, and true red. The size is a men's 9. Men's 9 is the typical sample size, so that's not uncommon at all for this look-see sample to be in a men's size 9. You'll see it says the last that the shoe is made on, the upper material, even the leather type, and then the counter. And then it says on the bottom there, sample type look-see. I just love this tag. I feel like it adds so much to this pair of shoes. So we'll break out and have a look one more time at the pair next to one another. How cool is it to have these samples with the different Jumpmans, the different lining, Michael Jordan's autograph, and the look-see tag? It really doesn't get much better than this.